by Trustee Keys.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the annual reorganization meeting, April 4th, 2016. You know, it's been a 4 years again, and here we are. And some things coming down the road will be exciting. Mrs. Smith's dealing with the parks. We have what may or may not happen with the Point Beer and the site that they're on, or other possible sites. Whether Brookhaven Hospital, they go to the Foley Center, and that becomes available, that site. And former Trustee Bill Hilton's with us, and we're going to be tonight, prior to the reorg meeting, making a recommendation on the bid for the jetty. What I'd like to do first is ask the Village Justice to swear in trustees.
And there's the trustees who need to be sworn in, please rise. Just the ones that we just re-elected.
Just re-elected.
The ones that we just as four, right? Yeah.
Let's come around and spit on.
Mayor, I'm going to do the act.
Okay.
All right, we'll do it separately. That's okay with you? That's fine. Thank you. Repeat after me. After you say aye, please state your names. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee according to my best ability. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, sir,
Okay.
you heard what the rules are?
Yes, I did.
Follow along. I
Mayor Pontieri,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of village mayor
the duties of village mayor
according to my best ability.
according to my best ability.
Congratulations.
Before we go forward with the reorg, Bill, you want to come up? You know, we had talked for the last several months about the rebuilding of the jetty, East Jetty, and we received some funding. And tonight, what we're going to be doing is talking about that actual construction of it. Bill, you want to give an overview of what's happening and what the bid process was and where we're at this point?
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. William Hilton, 233 Main Avenue, Mastic, New York. Mr. Mayor, Holtzmacher had prepared a bid packet for a proposal for the engineering of the East Jetty, which is in the Sandspit Marina for the Patchogue River. We received just one proposal, and that was from Bound, who is partnering with Matrix World Engineering. The partnership is because of the engineering professionals at Bound with the engineering professionals at Matrix, who have done 10,000 feet of jetty in New York and New Jersey. They're One specialty that Matrix has is building structures on top of jetties, which is important to the village for recreation purposes on the jetty. The proposal was, part of the proposal which was submitted is for the determining the strength of the present jetty, the size of the stones, the pitch of the bank, the height, the type of stone used, and the fact that the present jetty, what it does is it allows sand migrating from the east to the west, from Sandspit Beach, to pass through the jetty or over the jetty, which is filling in the river, which was just dredged. One aspect that was very attractive to me for town was that they had prepared the dredging permits for the 2007-2008 river dredging and are tremendously experienced in that aspect. One thing that I didn't point out in the summary was that the bid for the construction is going to be in 2 phases, or one or two, and so that we could separate the structure on the jetty from the construction of the jetty if it indeed has to be done as an add-on at a later date.
They'll prepare the bid documents to go out for the reconstruction, correct?
Yes, right. They'll prepare the bid documents. They'll review the bid documents when they come in. They'll help us award the bid. They'll oversee the construction, and they will determine when the certain aspects of the construction are done so that we can issue payment. And the payment won't be issued without their approval.
And that's all included in the cost
Yes.
estimate that they put, $129,000.
Yes. Right.
And I think there are 2 things. Number one, Bill's going to take on the job as project manager, and he'll keep us informed during the process as it goes through, and he'll keep in contact with the town because it is a town piece of property, and build that relationship. And he will also work with us in terms of the funding and the permitting and so forth that needs to be done. Any questions on the process? Do you have any idea when we can get started on this, Billy? Are we going to get together a meeting, what, the next 10 days or so?
Yes, tomorrow morning we'll be getting 6 packets, 2 of which are going to go to Commissioner Morris at the town and his associate to review their part of it. And then at that point, we'll discuss the schedule for the bid packets going out.
Okay. What I'd like to see us do is have a pre-construction meeting and pre-bid meeting to talk about that a little bit.
Right.
And set up a blind based on his schedule, maybe Monday, Tuesday, next week, whatever works.
The one thing that I did not see in the bid was what we would do if the spoils from what we have to dredge out to construct the jetty, if they're contaminated or not, which in my eyes would greatly increase the cost of the project.
Yeah.
Although discussions that we've had indicate that it is just sand that is migrated from.
It's highly unlikely.
Right.
Okay. Most of that is pulled out during the last dredge.
Yes.
So I think hopefully we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But knowing the DEC, maybe it's the size of the grain of sand would be right. So you can't put it in any place.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
You didn't mention anything about the pier boardwalk or anything. Is that still part of the
Yes.
plan? Okay.
Yeah, that's what one of Matrix's specialty is, building structures over jetties. Ideally, what we would like to have a boardwalk out to the end of the jetty and a lighthouse type structure put at the end, more so than just a navigational beacon, which with a welcome to the Village Patchogue, the town Brookhaven, and hopefully, we're fishing on the west side of the East Jetty. So that's something that's very much going to be part of the bid. Whether we can afford it or not, I don't know.
That'll be dependent upon,
Right.
of course, the whole project.
Right.
But they'll give us two numbers,
Yes.
the rock pile and the,
Right, so that we can separate, we can continue with the project and then put the structure on at a later date.
if need be.
Right.
You gonna call it something, Billy? Snapper Point?
Now, what do they do with the old rocks, Eddie? Use them to...
Well, that's part of their review is whether they're going to want to use the old rocks or not. If not, I don't know. There was discussion that there was even the wrong type of rocks used in the original jetty, that they were very porous.
I always thought that.
Well, you can see from the erosion, from the waves, some of them have rounded off,
Yeah.
and some of them haven't at all. So I would imagine that a granite type rock has not.
Now, the other jetty is just concrete, right?
No.
They're both the
It's
same?
both.
Oh,
Yeah.
both are rock?
Right, what they had done was they had built a concrete pier
Oh, okay.
and then put rock
Oh, that's how it is.
on top of it, which obviously is held up much better.
Now, how do they construct these things? I mean, is it just bringing rocks in and just piling them up? Or is
No,
it
they have to go.
base?
They have to go all the way down to the foundation in order to, because apparently the walls that you don't see that are underwater are very key to how the water reacts when it hits and how it's held off and what it allows to pass and doesn't allow to pass.
So did they build a structure out there to keep the water out, and then they work within that
Well,
box? Or
that's one of the ways of doing it, was they build it from bottom up. And probably,
My understanding is they actually get rocks and they actually, it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle.
right,
You know, they lock together. I mean, you gotta realize that thing has been probably there for 75 years.
Yeah.
80 years. You know, it's been really the last 15 years that it came apart.
yeah, it's deteriorated to the point where the water, and plus with the rising water, it just goes right over the top.
Yeah. But they'll do all the permitting process.
Yes, they'll do all the permitting, the inspection, the on-site inspection, and I can only imagine how hard it is for them to try to put a number on an unknown.
Yeah.
So I would think of it as a ballpark. But being that they were the only ones who submitted a proposal. And they've also been always at the other end of the phone call for any number of questions that we've had in the past.
And I tell you, they did a great job with the dredging.
Yeah.
So, there's some other things we need to deal with them on, but be that as may be. Motion to accept the bid. Motion. Second.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Billy, but let's try to set something up sooner than later with them.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, and there'll be packets for everybody when they get them. We only got the proposal on late Thursday, so.
Right.
So it'll be pretty quick as we are.
Appreciate you coming.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, there are a series of mayor's appointments here. And what I'd like to do, instead of going through each one of them individually, I'd like to do is call an omnibus.
Omnibus?
Omnibus. Motion to accept all that is presented.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Yes.
I will recuse just on my father's appointment as village historian and approve all the rest.
This motion is an abstention on Hans Hankey by Susan Hankey Brinkman. Again, all in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Mayor's appointments. Deputy Mayor, John A. Krieger, Commissioner of Parking Enforcement, Commissioner of Code Enforcement, Commissioner of Lighting, Commissioner of Public Relations Publicity, Liaison of the Patchogue Theater. That's a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Trustee South Police, Commissioner of Public Works, Sanitation, Sewer Facilities Management, liaison to the Fire Department and Ambulance Company. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Trustee Tom Ferb, Commissioner of Finance, Economic Development, Commissioner of Major Projects. Okay. Liaison to the bid and liaison to the Chamber of Commerce.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Trustee Lori B. Devlin, Commissioner of Planning and Zoning, liaison to the Beautification Committee, liaison to the Patchogue Arts Council, and all around with the person who want to call up to go to meetings for me. It's a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Trustee Joe Keys, Commissioner of Parks and Recreation, Commissioner of Waterfront Development, liaison to the PEP Committee.
Wow.
Official.
We actually made the agenda.
I mean, we actually made it something. We're not going to PEP meetings, but... Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Trustee Susan Hankton Brinkman, Commissioner of Building and Housing, liaison to CDA. And one of the things that, a couple of things that I added specifically because of Sue's background, liaison to the Patchogue Metro Library. What I'd like to really see us start to do is really begin to work more with the library and in programs, especially now the fact that they're opening up the new building. And there are programs that they're starting to do in the theater and really begin to make their part. We'll speak to Dennis in terms of, what we're doing with the parks and work with Joe with the parks also. That in fact this summer they're doing what are they doing, Joe? Like a barbecue type thing that they're
Yeah, I think it's later in the summer.
later in the summer. But I think that we need to build a relationship with them. And one of the things that when, prior to the Lucero murder and even afterwards is the relationship that we had with working with the Hispanic community during their programs is what helped us get through that. So I'd like to take a look at those things and do some more work with that group.
I'm
So-
very excited. That's excellent.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff we can do with them. And you can just do this over the back fence, liaison to the Historical Society. Her father lives right behind her, so she can still lean over the fence and say, Dad.
No offense.
Okay.
Free reign.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Okay, as we go through, each of you have little pieces of this. Planning Board, Trustee Devlin.
Okay, here's the appointments. John Rocco, chairperson, 1 year. Patricia Kelly, member, 3 years. Alan Fertman, member, 3 years. Richard Lucia, member, 2 years. That's to fill the unexpired term of Susan Brinkman. And Joe Bazell, Planning Board Council, is a holdover.
Motion to accept as presented.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Okay, zoning board, Nicholas Fusillo, chairperson, 1 year. Laura Feitner Calarco, member, 3 years. Mark Charbat, alternate, 1 year. And Ernie Mailer, ZBA council, 1 year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, ARB, Karen Zorzanon, chairperson, 1 year. Karen Zorzanon, member, 3 years. Linda Beckerman, member, 3 years. And Nicole Lamontagne, alternate, 1 year. Did I
Second.
pronounce that correct?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. All that
I
fun.
had so much to Deputy Mayor
Thank
Krieger.
you.
Ethics Board, Elizabeth Marino, chairperson, member, 1 year. Frank Ambrosio, member, 1 year. Annette S. Levinson, member, 1 year. Brian T. Egan, council, 1 year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Trustee Ferb.
Do I do it or the Susan do it?
Actually, Susan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Marino, chair, member, 1 year. Thomas E. Ferb, member, 1 year.
Oh,
That
what
should
is it?
be-
Okay.
yeah,
No,
sorry.
Susan Brinkman.
Susan Brinkman.
Brinkman, member, 1 year. Don Wassman, member, 1 year. Tony Dean, member, 1 year. Lizbeth Carrillo, member, 1 year. And Jason Volini, alternate 1 year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Trustee, please.
License review, John A. Krieger, 1 year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're sold taxes.
And I'd also like to make a motion that the village board to adopt the standard of the New York Rating Organization of the New York Board of Fire Underwriters pursuant to local law number 17-1984.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Trustee Keys.
I'd like to propose a resolution that the annual organization meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Patchogue be held in the municipal building on the first Monday in April at 5 p.m. or at the discretion of the Board of Trustees as soon as practicable thereafter, but not later than April 30th. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Resolution that the following officers and employees are hereby authorized to attend the following schools during the coming year. Conference of Mayors Annual Meeting, Mayor, Trustees, Village Clerk, Treasurer. Training School for Fiscal Officers, Municipal Clerks and Municipal Officers, Village Clerk and Village Treasurer. New York State Magistrates and Court Clerks Association Conference, Village Justice and Court Clerks. New York State Planning Federation Conference, Planning and Zoning Board members. Eastern States Building Officials School and New York State Building Officials School, Building Inspector. Annual Public Works School, Highway Superintendent and door foreman. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Trustee Ferb.
Resolution to adopt the investment policy for the Village of Patchogue, which includes Bridgehampton National Bank, Bank of America, Chase, Capital One Bank, MBIA Class, HSBC, and TD North Bank as depositories for village funds. That's a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Motion that the following village officials be bonded and at the respective bond amounts be as read. Village Justice Patricia Romeo, $300,000. Village Acting Justice Kerry Lectrecker at $300,000. Village Treasurer Ronald Krozak, $300,000. Deputy Village Treasurer Anne Marie Monti, $300,000. Village Clerk Patricia M. Seal, $300,000. Deputy Village Clerk. Asterisk.
Or the bonded.
Village Clerk Patricia M. Seal, $300,000, bonded at the amount of the tax roll. Deputy Village Clerk Irene Demeter, Detmer, $300,000. That's a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
I'd like to make a motion that the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Patchogue be held in the municipal building on the second and fourth Mondays of the month at 6 p.m., with the exception of August, 1 meeting only on the fourth Monday of the month, and December, 1 meeting only on the second Monday of the month. If date falls on a holiday Monday, will be held on Tuesday.
Motion. Second.
Aye.
So carried.
Motion that the Long Island Advance be designated as the official weekly newspaper of the Village of Patchogue.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion that Newsday be designated as the official daily newspaper of the Village of Patchogue.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Motion that the village mileage reimbursement rate coincide with the IRS reimbursement rate. That's a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the village policy handbook as written. That's a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any questions, concerns by the board? Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
No second.
Second.
You open it on the planning board?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.